How does the integral project stimulate a child's mind and help her or him to learn methodically? Okay, so how does it stimulate the mind? Actually, a child's mind doesn't really need stimulation, you know. A child's mind in its natural state is stimulated. Because a child is generally curious about life, about what they see around them. They generally ask questions. So I would say artificially to stimulate a child's mind is very rarely required. What our education system, I'm sorry to say, often does is that because everything is so artificial and everything is given, so very often the natural stimulated state is put to, I won't say suppressed, but it's dimmed. It is dimmed. So the brightness, the bright curiosity is often dimmed by a very structured system. Here we pick up on the natural curiosity of the child and we encourage the child. So there is a stimulation that's happening because the child will say, okay, I want to know about I want to know how purple is made. Okay, how this color can be created. So you say, okay, let's get a little blue, and you'll say, let's get a little of couple of paints, different colors, and you say, try mixing. What do you think will mix? What do you think, what are the colors in this? So you will help the child to play with colors till she discovers, okay, this is a certain ratio of red and blue, and you get different shades of purple. Okay, so what's happening there? The child is exploring. So the exploration leads to further stimulation. They get excited. Oh wow, I didn't know this. Okay, red and blue make purple, but what if we mix a little red and white? What do you get? Aha. And what happens if I mix a little brown and red? Oh, what would I get then? So what happens is one thing leads to another. What helps the child to stay stimulated, remain alive, be alert, be naturally curious is the space offered, the freedom offered, the encouragement offered. So when a question is pursued, the child is helped, encouraged to find answers. So there is a journey. That journey is a stimulating, is in itself a beautifully inspiring thing. Now the other part of the question, that how does the integral project help the child to learn things methodically, that happens after the question is asked. You can't ask a question and be idle about it. You have to take it to its end. So when you consider the question of colors, how colors are mixed, how colors are created, then what happens, there's a whole project that happens, there's planning that happens. So the child in a group usually, or in pairs, or even individually, plans that, okay, I want to learn how these colors are created. Okay, these colors that the walls are painted with, how did we get this particular shade? All right, how come we've got this shade of blue in the slide, or the red, or the pink? How has it come to be? So then the child will look for the answers. They will ask questions and they will look for the answers. There is a timeline, and that's where the adults, the facilitators, the teachers, the parents, they will help. Okay, you got these 20 questions. How long are you going to take to find the answers? Maybe 5 hours, maybe 20 hours. Oh, this is too long because I want to experiment. So will it take 20? Will it take 25? How much time do you have in a week? I've got 2 hours in a week to work on this, so you will divide it. And then you will draw out a timeline. That's how the child will draw out a timeline. They often sit in groups in the beginning, and then they decide, okay, I'll work on this part of the project, you work on this part, and that's how they plan the project. If we've only got this much time, one person can't do all the research, so different children will do research in different areas and then they will come together to share them. So then of course the research involves talking to adults, going to the library, looking at encyclopedias, it involves reading some books, it involves going to the library. So a small child learns to look and locate books in a library. Then they learn to do some indexing, how to find it. They will have to go to the encyclopedia, that if I want the answer or knowledge about a particular subject or a particular topic, how do I get it? I will have, then they learn how to use the in-text or how to use the references. And if they are doing internet research, then other than Google, of course Google is the new god, but other than that, how do they look at things? A whole lot of things come up in the search engines, which is a more authentic source of information. So all these, with the help of the adults, with the help of the teachers, they will learn to methodically follow, then they will learn how to present it, and they will have to move according to a timeline. And all this helps the child to learn to organize and also move in a methodical way, and also learns how to research.